Clap sync.
Clap sync.
3.
2.
You guys are supposed to...
1.
Blast off.
I hate you. Because Paradox and I were in sync!
Cue Jimmy Neutron theme song.
Hi there, Batman. Oh, fuck. Hi, I'm Ninja.
What was that?
This is my Joker impression. Welcome to the G-Cast. It's a society that I... Is it a society? I'm Ninja. Who are you?
We wish we were.
Hello, welcome to the Joker cast, where we're talking about G-Cast.
I'm Paradox. I don't know what that was.
It's Joker spelled with a G.
Goker.
Welcome to the Goker cast. Who are you, third entity?
I am Biff. Spelled B.
No, I'm Ninja.
B like B. I like igloo.
Please
F
do not
like
do this.
fluorine. And F like food.
Okay, so I am outside right now, so this is gonna be fun.
Why are you outside?
Because
It's hot in Texas.
you live in a society.
Well, if it's hot, wouldn't you rather be inside?
Well, it's cold outside. Do you not know how deserts work? Sheesh. Also, if my recording cuts off like randomly at any point, it's probably because Lil Nas X rose up from the grave, and he took my cowboy ass away.
Oh, okay.
I'll be in his next music video, which is going to be Rodeo, which we will cover. Oh fuck, that's a mosquito. Alright. So, the intro kind of gave away what we were talking about.
As it always
I mean,
does.
I was kind of ignoring you, so you can say it again.
Title and everything.
Oh.
What?
So, I'm Ninja, and welcome to the G.
And I'm Biff, spelled B I.
Why are we doing this
We're
again?
talking about, I was about to say G-Cast, we're talking about Joker. You know the new movie starring the Joker playing Joaquin Phoenix?
The Joker playing Joaquin Phoenix. That's an interesting take.
It's my takeaway from this. So, the Joker released in 2019, being directed by a director whose name I shall find out via Google. Who directed... Oh, Todd Phillips.
Wow. You can tell we are totally prepared.
Oh no, it adds to the comedy paradox. See, people watch this podcast not for our opinions.
I am not going to let go of the fact that you just said podcasts.
Shut up.
I just dropped a pen.
Well,
I'm going to put the pen down.
this
So,
recording's going great.
Joker. Well, it's a mess, just like Joker.
Okay, so, hey, in all seriousness, I loved it.
I enjoyed it.
Biff?
Yes, I said I enjoyed it.
Get out.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I am still a bit on the fence. I liked seeing it in the theater. It was very intense, in my opinion. It was a lot to take in. A lot of things that just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we got the three specters. Loved it, Ninja. Hate it, Biff. And doesn't know what the fuck happened, Paradox.
Wait, I didn't say I hate it.
You know you hated it.
No, I said I like it.
Oh, okay. So now you're like being all on the fence.
No, I literally said I liked it. And then you're like, get out, Biff.
Did. Oh, okay. Well, state your reasoning. Why did you hate it so much? Fuck, the light went off.
What? What are we talking about? I don't hate it though.
Oh, so do you guys? Well, okay, fine. What do you guys want to start with? Okay. Cool. Personally, I felt like I really liked how disconnected it was from everything else with Batman.
Well,
and the one connection.
It was almost disconnected. Like they still had to add, like Bruce Wayne and like, Thomas Wayne and all that.
Yeah.
They didn't necessarily have to, though.
Well, they had to in a sense where, oh no, the average normie. Okay, I regret saying normie. The average person isn't going to know who Thomas Wayne is without like being like, oh, that's Bruce Wayne.
I don't know. Honestly, they probably should have just taken Bruce Wayne out of it, because I don't know.
I feel like it would have been. So I feel like that the scene where Arthur Fleck just went up to the Wayne house and just like put his thumbs in his mouth.
Oh yeah, that made me uncomfortable.
Like it was still really well acted.
It's supposed to.
I think it was supposed to make you uncomfortable, but it felt kind of pointless.
Yeah.
I felt like it wouldn't have been better without.
No, you honestly could have just taken that part like out of the movie, and it wouldn't have changed like anything.
I think if you just like, well, no, that's the thing that caused him like spiral out and want to meet Thomas Wayne himself for the adoption side of it, because that made him unsure. I feel like it would have been better if they just had him like shaking the gates Eric Andre style.
Oh, also disclaimer, I don't think we're even like worried about spoilers. So
yeah, just put a spoiler warning at the beginning, Paradox. In fact, you can use this.
Okay.
You can just use this audio clip of me saying put a spoiler warning at the beginning as your spoiler warning. Thank you. So, I feel like Bruce should have been included, but at the very end. Where, like, I'm assuming Joe Chill just comes up after Thomas and shot Thomas and Martha. I feel like if Bruce was just there casually, it would have added a lot more impact,
Just, casual like you usually do when your parents are being murdered in an alley by a nobody.
Yeah. So, how old is he supposed to be, like, the Joker, like, during this movie?
Personally, in my heart of hearts, I think this is a prequel to Batman 89. If it's a prequel to anything. It's not.
Well, I mean, because the actor is 44, but is he representing also like a 40-year-old man, or is he supposed to be like DH to like late 20s, but just like really old looking from stress?
I have no idea. But I personally just really like the ambiguity of the film.
Right. I just think it'd be kind of weird because because it's supposed to be like the DC, right? Like DCU.
Yeah. So
like Batman's supposed to fight this Joker, but by the time that like Batman's actually Batman, he's gonna be like 60 years old.
Well, I think if they do try to spin it, what it should be is Jared Leto's Joker was inspired.
Oh god, let's not talk about Jared Leto's Joker, please.
I mean, if you want to tie
I'm of the unpopular opinion that his Joker was not that bad. Heath Ledger, I will say, yes, he is or at least was the definitive Joker. I think this is now... Well, actually, the definitive Joker, that's kind of up for debate then, isn't it? Because there's Heath Ledger's Joker, there's obviously Mark Hamill's Joker, and now there's Joaquin Phoenix's Joker now, all of whom have their own...
Okay, so if we're fighting for best Joker, Senpai, mine is definitely Joaquin Phoenix's, because I felt like his acting... portraying like this development of such a person was fantastic, especially his body acting.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely reflected who the character was, So I just really felt like that this film was strong in that aspect.
So, real quick, I want to ask, have you guys like only seen the movie, or have you seen any other like videos about it since seeing it?
Like on YouTube?
I've seen
yeah, because of course people have already made videos about
I saw
it.
like a 5-minute like review or something, but I didn't really watch that many.
I've seen 2 quick 5-minute reviews and like honestly like that's from what I'm getting from like what I'm seeing on Twitter and all that stuff. This is a very divisive film.
Yeah.
Because you either like it or you hate it.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure. I don't know. So far from what I've seen, a lot of the complaints are sort of like, I don't know, like violence maybe, and like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But also what I'm hearing from it is it's also kind of like one of those things where it's just they're kind of just like Spider-Man fans where they're just like, oh, this film's popular. But it shouldn't be. There's better stuff or whatever. I don't know all the specifics. I usually ignore that stuff. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it with all the stuff I'm seeing. And it's just kind of like, I liked it because I thought it was well directed, like genuinely.
So the reason I bring up about seeing other videos, because I've seen High Top Films video, I've seen Spherical Productions videos,
Yeah,
single video, and Game Theory explaining the ending.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
There was one
seen
more, Cosmonaut Variety Hour. I watched all of theirs because they were the ones that popped up on my recommended, and okay, I watched them because they popped up on my recommended, and aside from Game Theory, because he didn't really talk much about it except for like, you know, plot, but all of them seemed to agree that it had potential, that it didn't really live up to it, mainly because of the script. I highly disagree.
Oh, so do I. I feel like that everything that happened with that, the script, was maybe I can understand it being its weakest aspect, but like the story I felt was very good, being so ambiguous and not making much sense per se. You know what I mean? Where it's just like
exactly,
it's up to, like,
because like one thing, I forget who brought it up, but they brought up about like him just kind of getting away with everything, or seeming to get away with everything.
I just watched that video like 5 minutes ago.
I was gonna say, like, that was a very quick response. They mentioned all this stuff, like he got away with murdering a bunch of people, and the cops just like not bothering to go out of their way to talk to him and arrest him until they get to the subway and they get beat up or whatever by the people on the train. It's like, yeah, because this is the 1980s.
Yeah.
Like, nothing against the people of that era, but like, this was not a super sensible time. Like, literally, people, I mean, mostly Arthur Fleck, but like, people smoking inside or like wherever, just like no matter what, even in the hospital.
Also,
like,
you have to keep in mind
that's not a thing that sensible people do.
Right. Also, you have to keep in mind it's Gotham City, which is like the most crime-ridden city like on the planet.
Yeah.
The most crime-ridden and plot-driven city.
And one of the things he brought up was the fact that, like, he said, and not to just Shay Frillis, if you want to come on the podcast, we'll ask you why, of course, because why would you want to? And then come on. But like, he pointed out the fact that it was like, it was implied that he murdered that one girl, and it's just like implied he didn't actually do it.
Wait, which girl? The his like neighbor?
One who he
sort of fell in love with. Yeah. Where was it implied that he killed her?
I didn't see that.
I saw absolutely no implication.
I could see it.
Like,
I could see like a slight bit, but it wasn't something where I was like, "Oh, he definitely killed her." I could be like, he could have killed her.
Well, no, I mean, I understand that he is sort of
he could have, but I don't think he did.
Well, I mean, yeah, he like built up this like whole fake relationship with her in his mind, and he like hallucinated that she was there with him for some moments. But I mean, like, with that in mind, like, since he sort of has this whole like fake history with her, you think he wouldn't just like kill her?
Yeah, and like I can also see the side where it's like, oh, he killed her, because like there's a lot of insanity in him. So,
well, I mean, right, but I mean, it's not like
lights off again.
Right, but it's not like when he's walking down the hallway, there's like blood on his clothes or anything.
Thing is, though.
Yeah. Also, I've seen like 3 videos.
With
no one's mentioned the scene.
Argument.
No one's mentioned the scene where he crawls
I missed
inside
that
the
part.
refrigerator. I've only seen 3 videos and been on Twitter. No one seemed to mention the scene where he crawls inside the refrigerator.
He was trying to reenact Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skulls.
That wasn't out yet. That was not out yet. That's not canon, Biff. That's not canon. But like, out of everything I've seen, no one's mentioned that.
I mean, it's just the crazy thing that the Joker did. I don't really see why there's any specific need to point it out. It's just an artsy thing, I guess they put in. I don't know.
But I'm just saying, if people are like diving into like, oh, it's implied that she killed her. Like, I feel like that this scene...
That she killed her?
Yeah, he killed... Not the fridge, the girl. I think her name's Chloe. Let's just put in Chloe for now. That he killed Chloe. What are you doing, Biff?
Oh, I'm playing with scissors.
I'm pretty sure he's clicking a pen.
Stop.
Oh, he's playing with scissors. So, here's my thing. It's like... He does have... Despite, like, obviously having problems... He does have, like, an understanding of... What is going on, Ninja?
He's outside.
Yeah.
I remember that, but, like, there's
wind.
just wind blowing. So get out of the wind. Anyways, it's like, he doesn't kill the other clown guy. I don't want to... The short guy, I'll say. I don't remember his name. I don't want to say...
Tiny. Let's just call him Tiny.
No, because I feel like that's even more, like...
Fine. Let's call him Chris.
Okay! Chris. Chris, I'm glad he didn't kill Chris. That was something I mentioned... to my sister that I saw the movie with. She apparently didn't like it. I can understand why, but
get her on. We need more girls.
She doesn't have a microphone.
Damn it.
Or a place to record. Anyways, so the thing is, like, he knew, like, well enough not to kill people, or he decided not to kill him because, like he said, he was the only one who was ever nice to him.
Yeah.
And with, as you guys mentioned, like, his imaginary relationship with her and the fact that she hasn't done anything wrong to him, I don't feel like he would have felt she had wronged him, and thus I don't believe she would have killed him, because he only kills people that he believes has wronged him, which they have. He shouldn't have killed them,
right. But
he did.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I like it being up in the air. Back to the fridge. Okay, hear me out. Like, I believe...
I just remembered that scene.
What, the fridge?
Yeah, it's the fridge, where he just, like, dumps everything out, and then he gets in the fridge.
So I believe that there are, like, a total of 4 points where reality could have stopped happening, and this is all just a delusion. One is the very beginning, where he's just talking to the social worker, like, you know, like one does. Another is after he got fired. Or, no, not after. After he did the pew-pew on the subway. The murders.
The pew-pew.
And then I believe it's the refrigerator. And then it's just after the Murphy Show incident. If we're being completely honest. Or just the end of the film. But that's a
well, he did at one point.
I'm gonna just point out, you just said 5 different points, and you initially said 4, so I'm saying there's something wrong with that math there.
At one point, he did stop taking his meds, right? Because, like, his,
Yeah. It was
he did stop taking his meds after his last visit with the social worker, because she said that he wouldn't be able to get them anymore.
Was that before or after the fridge?
Before. It was before.
Definitely before the fridge.
So, like, my theory still stands. Refrigerator for the win. Hashtag refrigerator gang.
So, is your theory like he died inside the refrigerator or something?
Yes.
Or like he was found inside the refrigerator?
Yes. I have a... My theory is, like, after he got out of the refrigerator, he was just completely crazy, or he killed himself in there. It's just, once he went into the refrigerator, he changed. Personally, I think it is suicide. I think you could kill yourself via fridge.
Well, that was like a thing in the movie, wasn't it? Like he was planning on committing suicide on the show, but he changed his mind because he saw like the pun. It was a pun. Was it? It was like I hope my death makes more sense than my life, or something like that. And sense was like CENTS.
Early on in the film.
I don't know if that was an intentional pun or if it was just like his bad spelling or something. I don't know.
Let's overanalyze this.
Oh man, let's analyze what the refrigerator symbolizes.
Fine, let me look up. What does refrigerators usually symbolize?
Refrigerators.
What?
Preserving food.
Symbol.
You're actually looking it up.
Oh, it's preservation.
Okay.
Oh, but that's only in dreams. Let's figure out the film. Why are there only...
No, plot twist. There's an end credit scene where he just wakes up in his bed and it was all a dream.
There isn't. I stayed till the very end hoping there was going to be an end credit
No,
scene.
that's more of like a Marvel thing.
That is true, and DC copying Marvel.
Well, this isn't technically like DC, right? Like it's not part of the DCEU?
No. I think this is more like, they're Watchmen and Dial V for Vendetta. They're both DC properties. But this is, like, more closer to Vertigo imprints. Which Watchmen and V for Vendetta is. God, I really... As much as I love Dial H for Hero, any show that has the letter M, or, like, any letter in it, I always say dial beforehand.
I did notice one thing that kind of confused me. At the very end, did he kill the social worker?
Oh, I don't know.
Because his, like, he had, like, bloody footprints.
That was something I had considered. Because that did seem very strange.
So that woman at the end wasn't the same woman?
No, it was.
No, I thought there were two.
No, it was... I'm pretty sure it was the same person.
It seemed like it was, but I've heard someone say that it wasn't, so
I don't know, they looked kind of similar, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid.
They did look similar.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he did, but I can understand if, like, he didn't.
Because, I mean, okay, because, like...
So where did the blood come from?
Right, because he had, like, bloody footprints, and then later you can see, like, the guard guy, like, or ward, I guess, chasing him, like, through the hallways.
Orderly. They're called orderly.
Orderly, that's what it's called.
Since we have an unreliable narrator, in a sense, with this kind of being like Joker telling me his own story, I feel like those bloody footprints could not be there. Like, I don't know. I like... With this film... everything is kind of up in the air on if any of it's, like, actually real.
Yeah.
Of course, none of it's real, like...
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
Well, yeah, it's a movie.
But, like, real within the sense of the film, or if this is just a crazy guy who's just telling a story. Because he's crazy. And
one thing I do want to say, like, that I have heard criticized, and I do agree with the criticism... What was the deal with the kids stealing the sign?
The kids stealing, like,
that was kind of stupid. They just went.
I think it was just like to show how much of like a shithole Gotham is.
Yeah, I think.
No, yeah, I get that.
If you want the character motivation behind it, I think it was just like, ha, look at this. Like, this guy's so stupid, so they took his sign.
Well, they do mug him, don't they?
To show that they were more powerful than him. Yeah, no, they took it.
No, not the sign. Like when they're like kicking him and he's like down. Don't they like say something like about like taking something from him or something like that? I might be misremembering, but
they say take his stuff.
Yeah. So like I think personally, I think the kids were doing that because they're like, we're better than.
Was it like a mugging though, or was it just like them being assholes?
Them being assholes, and then they were like, oh shit,
both.
We can take this stuff. It started off as them being assholes, then it transformed into a mugging. If you catch my drift.
after they broke a sign on his face.
Because they're assholes. Like, I understand it completely. Like,
and then the gun comes in. And I just have to say, like, why would he have brought the gun into the hospital?
because
Like, Joker does some really, really screwy stuff, and I understand why. But this is the one thing I just have to go like,
well, okay,
really?
he was trying to defend himself from the public, and like, it's obvious he doesn't have a car or anything. So where the hell would he put the gun? He had to keep it on him.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He probably just forgot that it was in his pant leg.
Probably. No, I thought the humor in it was really good for what it was supposed to be.
There were some parts that made me laugh, just from like the ridiculousness of it. Like when he bashes his friend's head against the wall or door or whatever, and then he, like, the little person dude is scared of him.
Because like, this movie isn't.
We're calling him Chris,
Yes, Chris.
remember?
Chris was afraid of
Yeah,
him.
Chris. Yeah.
I don't know, just like their interaction was kind of funny. How he was like, how he couldn't. I don't know. I feel bad for finding that funny, but when he couldn't open the door and he was just like panicking. I don't know.
All the humor was designed to be humor not in the world, and not even to the audience most of the time. It was just designed to be humor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just humor.
Yeah.
That's horrible for you know what I mean. Where it's like, its main purpose isn't to be humorous.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was mostly humorous because of just like the sheer like weirdness and shock value of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Would dark humor be an accurate description for it?
Yeah, but like, there was always some other meaning to it. It wasn't just humor for humor's sake. It was humor unintentionally most of the time.
Yeah.
Except
I mean,
Chris is jumping.
Or seemingly unintentionally.
Yes. Is that a plane?
okay, wait. So, he does like in the middle of the movie have like his like show, right, where his like quote unquote non-existent girlfriend or whatever shows up to.
Yeah.
So did he imagine that he was doing well, and like the audience was laughing at him?
Yes. No,
Oh,
the people weren't laughing at him.
his
They weren't
jokes.
laughing.
Or was he imagining the laughter
Oh my
like
God,
completely?
There's a plane.
You imagine the laughter
Okay.
completely.
There's a plane. Guys, there's a plane.
Good for you, Ninja.
Sorry, but yeah, no, he imagined the laughter. Like 100%.
It's kind of weird thinking that this is a universe where Superman exists.
But like, does it? Though?
Yeah, does it?
That was kind of random, though. Why?
I don't know, it just came to mind. No, I just remember this is supposed to be like DC, and I was like, oh, wait, The Flash and all those other people exist.
I guess that is true, but like, it's also, you would have to like say that about like the other Batman stories, like Killing Joke, and all that, where it's like, yeah, these heroes exist, but it's not about these heroes, and these heroes are never involved.
Yeah.
So if it still feels real, but like,
Yeah, it's always weird in like Batman stories. Everything else is like, it's like super grounded in reality mostly, but then it's like, oh, by the way, people can move at the speed of light.
yeah.
I mean, in their reality, in their universe, that is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just how their science works.
Quote unquote science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the Joker, I really only had one main problem, and the I don't want to say infamous, but the infamous dancing scene.
Which one? Oh, the one down the stairs?
Had the worst song.
How's it infamous?
Oh,
it's being used by news outlets
because someone photoshopped Tobey Maguire into it.
Yeah, it's also a huge meme.
I
like,
think that is fantastic. You cannot take anything away from that.
I didn't want to say infamous, but like, it's fine. The famous dancing scene. The choice of putting the haze on in it made no sense to me. And I feel like it was a very late decision because of the fact that he wasn't even dancing in any time. Like, it was nowhere near in time with the actual footage. Like, the song and the dancing were out of sync, and it made no sense to me, and that annoyed me.
Yeah, I'm talking about
I guess I was
talking about
paying
this
too
image.
much attention during that scene because yes, I've seen the image, Biff.
Okay.
I guess I wasn't paying too
background
much
image of
attention
this
during that
episode.
scene because okay, now it is. And it will be up until this point where this conversation happens. Anyways, so what was I saying? Oh yes. So I guess I wasn't paying too much attention during that scene because I didn't realize he was out of sync. I just saw him dancing and like the music was an afterthought in my mind.
Yeah. I just know the Hey song a lot since I used to be in band and we would play that a lot. So as soon as I heard it, I was like, okay.
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to like if he was in the beat. I was more like, oh, he just Actually, wait, was this before? I think this was right after he killed his mom, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And it was after it was after the Chris incident.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, I can't even remember the order of things, and I just saw this movie like 3 hours ago.
Well, it's just
So it's
because you
still
didn't like
fresh
it.
in your mind.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
You said you hated
I
it.
didn't!
He did not.
Literally, go back in the recording, and I said I liked it.
Alright, put the clip here, Paradox. Thanks.
And as you can
Okay.
see from this clip, I am right.
Paradox, please don't put the clip in. I just wanted to be... Do whatever you want.
Alright, so...
So, other than that, I thought the score was fantastic. The use of strings and drums were really well done, and it really helped symbolize the insanity of it, you know? And the drums really helped build up intensity.
Yeah.
Do you think they didn't make him villainous enough? I don't know. Because, like, all the people... Like, he kills, like, a lot of people.
I mean, he wasn't really supposed to be a villain, and that's the great thing about the movie, was that he was an unintentional sort of
Because,
villain.
I mean, all the people he kills
It's like-
are all kind of, like, douchebags.
in his...
Yeah, but like...
So, like...
yeah. I mean,
obviously, you know, like, killing's bad.
yeah, he's a villain, but he wasn't intentionally the villain, which is the thing. Like, the whole uprising with the clowns versus the rich and whatever, like, that he unintentionally caused, and he ended up embracing it in the end when he's like, hey, I did this and I got nothing left to lose. Like, up until that point, like, after the car crash and, like, he's laid out on the hood and everything, he had absolutely no interest in, like, the political implications of his actions.
No, it wasn't after the car crash, I thought. I thought it was once he, like, finally killed Murray.
He killed Murray, but he was still, like... He may have started to embrace it at that point. Like, even while he was still riding the back of the police car, he was still, like, looking at it and being like, huh. This
I think
is pretty
once
cool.
I think once he
He
puts on
called it
his like
beautiful, but,
makeup,
like-
that's when it starts like
Yeah.
transforming him into the Joker instead of just Arthur.
I mean, the
what's his name?
transformation was
Arthur
kind of like throughout the entire
something.
film.
Fleck.
Fleck,
Arthur
that's what it was.
Fleck.
See, but this is what I
Like-
like about the movie. It doesn't spell things out. It leaves everything up to interpretation, and I think that's really good. And it makes this movie a lot more memorable to me because it's like I'm always going to be thinking about it. And there's a car.
Okay.
And most importantly, it fulfills the Joker's preference that his backstory be multiple choice.
Yeah, that's in Killing Joke. Like I think that it's very well done in that aspect.
Okay, yeah, I guess if you look at it that way, where like this isn't a definitive origin story, but just like a retelling or reimagining of one of the possible like ways origin stories he might have told at one point.
I mean, it's kind of... So, taking from game theory, what he said, basically, like, this is an origin story, but like he starts out with an identity, and by the end of it, he has nothing left but Joker, because he doesn't even know who he truly is. He's some adopted kid who was abused and didn't know any better about anything.
Yeah.
Until like he found out stuff during this movie, and
I saw this in a YouTube
point,
video, but
like,
they did kind of make it more realistic, where like he didn't just start off as like a normal guy and then like became the Joker after like a bad day, but he already had like mental issues and stuff beforehand, and like it was just
I believe that
all
was
of those
High-Top
issues
Films.
combined
sure,
with like all the stuff that happened to him that turned him into the Joker.
I thought that was Cosmonaut, but not Variety.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so I don't know. He might have mentioned it in High Tops. I just kind of watched all of those like an hour ago, and I'm mixing them all together in my head. So
yeah, it does.
I don't know. I tried to not watch too many of those just so I could like try to form my own opinion instead of just taking other people's.
That's why I watched them after I went to see the movie. Like it was almost full. Yeah, it was like a full 24 hours after I'd seen the movie that I watched.
At the time of this recording, just to point out, I saw this movie 3 days ago, so I already have an opinion formed, and like I just watch it to like mostly to see what they think, mostly because I like those guys, you know.
So, do we have anything else to say, or are we ready for final thoughts? I guess.
I'm kind of all tapped out. Joaquin Phoenix so far of this year has my favorite performance of any character or just of any actor. I really think he did really well as Joker.
Yeah. So like, I know we don't really do this, but in your personal like opinion, what is, I guess, your ranking or like your score for Joker, like out of 10?
Okay, let me just come up with like some sort of like unit of measurement.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to go a very like your movie sucks route and just give it like a 6, I guess, maybe a 7.
Oh, okay.
Sort of where 5 is average.
Mine is going to be 9.5 ninjas out of 10.
I was gonna say like 9 out of 10.
It's very close to a 10 out of 10 in my eyes, because I love ambiguity. That's something that always gets me. Like, this is like a good film if it's willing to risk the fact.
Good film, very good.
There is no answer. And I love this, and I think the risk that it takes really works. It's just a very subtle things like the Hey song and a few instances of just that I give it the 0.5.
I don't know, the reason I really give it like a 6 or a 7 is sort of like, I enjoyed it, but like I don't know if it's really something that'll stick with me. And I wasn't like, crying or tearing up in the theater or anything. Like, it didn't have like a super profound emotional impact on me. But I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it more than other movies, I can say. But
also, before we sign off, I just got to say this one thing. He did not say the line, "We live in a society," and he didn't say the N-word. I was looking forward to those two things.
You wanted?
I got a really good.
Hey guys, does Joker have an N-word pass?
Well, I don't know. Like, I saw a freaking Twitter account counting down to him saying the N-word, and I was just like, yes. And then it didn't happen. And I was like,
I don't think he does.
He doesn't.
Anyways,
I was looking. So, is this the end of the podcast?
Yes.
That was rhetorical.
So, we always answer that question.
It's always been rhetorical. Oh, great. There's this cicada. You want to do the sign off, cicada? I'm Ninja. Who are you people?
Biff.
Spell it.
I'm Paradox.
Spell your name, Biff.
I-F-F.
See you guys next time.
Goddamn. Okay. That's it.